This time, I'd like to call to order the City of Shamokin Council meeting for July 11th, 2022. At this time, I'd ask to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. At this time, we will do roll call.
Councilman Milbrand.
Here.
Councilwoman Mashinsky.
Here.
Councilwoman Moyer.
Here.
Councilwoman Manis.
Here.
And Mayor Olin.
Here.
All present and accounted for, sir.
Thank you. At this time, we'd like to acknowledge two individuals. The first is Colton Lynch. Colton, if you could come up front here with me. And as council, we want to great. Colton, this gives me a great honor. A certificate of achievement presented to Colton Lynch by Shamokin Mayor Richard A. Thorne and City Council on this 11th day of July, 2022, in recognition of the following achievements: PHAC champion, District 4 200-meter fourth place state qualifier, District 4 800-meter relay fourth place, District 4 400-meter relay third place finish, District 4 400-meter champion and new district record holder, along with being the new Shamokin Area High School 400-meter record holder with a time of 48:10. A fourth place finish at the PIAA 3A 400-meter state championship with a time of 48:10. Finished the year as the #1 junior in the state and the 50th ranked junior in the country. It brings me great at this certificate achievement to Colton Lynch.
Ready?
All right, as we continue on, it'll give me great honor to swear in Officer Travis M. Minnick. Travis, would you and your family come forward, please? Okay, I, Travis M. Minnick,
I, Travis M. Manning,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of this Commonwealth,
of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge
and that I will discharge
the duties of police officer
the duties of a police officer
in the city of Shamokin,
in the city of Shamokin,
Pennsylvania with fidelity.
Pennsylvania with fidelity.
Congratulations.
She can take a picture.
Great job.
Travis.
All right, while Travis is signing his paperwork, the Minnick family and Courtney and his family, you can feel free to depart from the meeting if you don't want to stay. You're more than welcome to stay, but if you'd like to go, that's quite all right. Thank you all for coming. All right. As we continue on, Mr. Slady, do you have any bids? Okay, do you have any correspondence? Any citizens' comment contingent upon business listed on the agenda? All right, moving on. I make a motion that we accept the minutes of the city of Shamokin council meeting on June 13th, 2022, regular council meeting.
I'll second.
Councilman Milbrand,
Yes.
Councilwoman Yashinsky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Moyer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Ennis,
Yes.
Mayor Albert,
Yes.
the motion carries unanimously.
All right, that's. We go to bills. A motion to approve the bills for June 2022 as listed on the bill list. So,
Second.
Question? Mr. Milbrand,
yes.
Mrs. Lashinsky,
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer,
Yes.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mayor Albert,
Yes.
the motion carries unanimous.
All right, director's report.
I have the treasurer's report for the month of June 2022. General fund, $1,020,880.47. Total liquid fuels balance, $221,430.63. Total library balance, $103,380.41. Total sinking fund number 1 debt service, $122,348.37. Total sinking fund number 2 recreation balance, $414,933.03. Total street lighting balance, $11,241.46. Total zoning grant balance, $50,012.65. Total ARPA COVID Care Act balance, $110,081.92. For a total balance in all accounts, $2,054,308.94. Submitted by our treasurer for this schedule.
Thank you. Parks and public buildings.
Yes, I'm reading directly from a report that Larry Strasser sent to me. Our free lunch program is ongoing until school starts, and it's doing very well. We are currently serving 50 meals a day. And interestingly, the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Food Safety, had an inspection of the concessions, and we were found to be in full compliance with 0 risk factors. So that was always, reason to worry. That inspection took place on June 14th. And the results are posted on the PA Department of Agriculture website, and you can check that there. Attendance at the pool has been really good, of course, according to weather conditions. I also reported to council on Wednesday that Mr. Sleepy and I had met at the Shrubland Street Playground. We're starting there because that seems to be the playground that gets the most attention. And Mr. Sleepy, taken care of pad and pencil and made a list of the things that were very glaring to us. So we're hoping to have a meeting very soon with Chief Psycho and Mr. Sleepy, and actually as we try and
I will be scheduling that this week. Mr. Richardson just returned to work today.
That's
We
right.
had been in the hospital
Yeah,
for
we put it
surgery.
off because.
So we'll get something scheduled this week for that particular playground.
And that's all I have to report right now.
All right, well, thank you. Street and public improvements.
The only thing I really got right now is the street lights that we've been working on. The orders are all in. We're just waiting for them to fill. They did a few downtown. I think we're out 2 or 3 more downtown, but I have to get one of them. And like Mr. Slavy said, Kevin wants out. We are at a slim amount of people right on the street department. Our guys are doing a fabulous job keeping the town clean.
Right.
And keep everything up to date. The grass is cut, things look great. And that's about all I got right now.
Ms. Wishewski, we found during the last several months that they are getting them.
Downtown
Big
was, but I know 2 were still out. The orders, I did check with the secretary, and she did say the orders are all in. We're just waiting for them to come by and start doing them. Well, we have a lot out on market, a lot.
We can make a call.
I will do that.
We can talk when this is over.
Okay.
I do have a contact with you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Public safety.
We had a very kind of busy month in the code office. I know I've had several code enforcement officers who do a stellar job. And the revenues collected by the code office were $150 for rental revenue, $1,200 for parking permits, $1,045 in dumpster peddler, market stall zoning permits, etc. $75 came in code violations, $399 in miscellaneous revenues, and magistrate office $5,094 in revenues coming in from the code office. As I said before, he had a very busy month. He addressed 152 complaints. He had 3 fire calls. He issued 54 code tickets. And wrote 22 citations. And he did 5 landlord inspections. 3 buildings were posted unfit, and 43 warnings were given. And I'm going to give his helper, Joe, who comes up from Sunbury, and he's doing a very, very good guy. I met him. Very good guy, very knowledgeable about codes. So we're definitely moving at a stellar pace in the right direction. In the code office, and the former mayor Strasser, we're moving with lightning rapidity. In the fire department. That doesn't mean that it was just alarms, that was just any type of fire alarm. We had 5 actual fires, we had 6 hazardous conditions calls that were no fire, 5. We had 4 service calls, 4 calls for good intent, and 3 rescue and emergency calls for a total of 28 calls with a total of 67 personnel. And we were in minutes. We also provided aid to 6 neighboring municipalities in the fire department. We will be coming up with a candidate for fire chief. I believe that will probably be coming through the next meeting. The fire bureau is tonight as well, and they'll be discussing the candidate for fire chief going into the chief. So we'll know a little more about that in the next workshop.
That'll be in January, right?
He will be sworn in. New Year's Eve. And that's all.
All right, the only thing, Mr. Milgram, at workshop, we had discussed, or you had brought about getting the 5. I just wanted to, we're okay with that, right? We can purchase those?
With the ARPA fund?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
You can purchase that, but you have to make sure you're following 2 CFR 200 procurement requirements, but we can talk about that.
Okay. All right, I'd like to see them get that.
Yes. That's quite an expense for the individual companies' equipment funds.
Well, but we can't have, like you said, where it's just,
Right, you come down the street to the fire, and the public sees that, and they put the fire out or offering a public shower here.
yeah. All right, thank you. Unicog.
Yeah. All right, I'll be pretty quick. I don't have too many updates. Wednesday, I updated you about the city has received their 21 CDBG money, so that's in now. So we're going to be starting projects with that. I have to talk to Kevin about some of those projects. The same with the remaining CV funding. The demo on 118, 122 is complete. Rob went through his punch list the other day, and everything looks good. I walked by it on my way here, and I haven't heard anything other than that. Bids for the park at the 118, 122 site for the Illumination Station are due June 25th, 1 o'clock July 25th at 1:30. Bids will be accepted until that time. So if anybody out there wants to potentially bid on the project, you can request the documents from SGA, the engineer for the project, and the bid opening will be here at City Hall. I have a couple things on the agenda for this council to vote on. Available if you have any questions about any of that.
Thank you.
Hello, Mayor and Council. I have quite a few updates. There is a lot happening behind the scenes here at Shamokin. I provided you all of my update list. I'm just gonna highlight a few of these things. On the agenda tonight is permission, for me to apply for an additional $1 million, to add to the 2.675 million that we, gotten as an appropriation from Congressman Buser. We have a meeting with, his office tomorrow. We do know the funds is coming from Department of Transportation. This additional, if you so choose for me to apply, will come from CFA multimodal. So then we would have closer to $4 million. And that is for the downtown makeover on Independence Street. I know there've been quite a few questions, like what does that all include? Really the main focus of that is to make it ADA compliant, put in some walkway. It's gonna cost a lot of money. But the most important thing to realize is that until we have the funds and we can hire somebody, a consultant, I don't know what's all going to include. So that's what the process is. We will have a consultant and a steering committee and all that. City will be involved, public will be involved in deciding how that money is spent. As Aaron shared, illumination stations moving along. The H&H study, I don't know if you recall that, the hydrologic and hydraulic study, that is what that cost about $100,000. And that was to disprove FEMA's initial feelings that the flood map was going to increase by pretty much quadruple. So what happened is we did the study, the final study is complete. It did prove that our gut feeling was correct, that it was probably off. So what has happened is FEMA has said they're going to reopen the appeal process, which is not usual. So we don't have to spend any more money. Normally what would happen is we would have to apply to create a LOMAR, which is a letter of map revision. We don't have to do that anymore. So FEMA is gonna open up the appeal process again for us. I heard sometime late summer, early fall, as soon as I know, we will let you all know. And CDCOG will be involved in that, including the city. And then we will also have the engineers that did the H&H study. The whole program is moving along. I believe there has been 5 different properties approved. 3 of them are already in process. That is to help bring homes up to code, up to $65,000 per property. There is a very long waiting list for this, just so you know. There's over 60 people on the waiting list. So I hesitate to push it, but I just wanted to let you know that is moving along. For the comprehensive plan zoning book rewrite project, that is gonna be up on the agenda also tonight to help cover the rest of the funding. We have about 60% of the funding already taken care of. What is happening right now is your zoning book is from 1964. So right now, we're doing a quick patch on what's existing there to make sure that you are legal. Also, we are working on redoing your comprehensive plan. What that is and how that is different from the Shamokin plan. The Shamokin plan was a specific strategic plan for the downtown and economic development. The comprehensive plan is your 10-year outlook for your city. And we use that as the basis to do the zoning book rewrite, and that'll be the next step. So what's happening right now is a patch to your current zoning, a complete new comprehensive plan, which will be done by the end of this year, and then a zoning book rewrite, which is done by the end of next year. And then the question that I wanted to bring up tonight is, can I get a list for the consultant? Is asking for a list of the Red X buildings and also an idea of what the tenant to ownership ratio is in the city. Do you know who would have that information?
Code.
Code could possibly have.
All right, I'll reach out.
He would definitely have the information, if he does, on the Red X.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have a list.
Okay, I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Also, what's going on is the Brownfield grant is moving forward. All the properties that we had suggested to EPA were approved, so that's moving along. Justin Scabry from Northumberland County, I believe, is applying for a another $50,000 facade grant. I think he emailed you all. Also, the city does have a Learn app, so if you are purchasing a property, whether it be residential or commercial, and you put about $50,000 or more into the property, you can apply to get a LRTA, which is a tax abatement program. If you have any questions on it, reach out to me. Lastly, just so you know, the Shamokin EDA now has a $500,000 loan program. It's a low interest loan program specifically for the central business district and the gateways. That would be Independence Street, Market Street to a certain point. If you are interested in it, reach out to me. I will be happy to sketch you an application, and then you send that to the EDA, Shamokin EDA. I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions for me? And just a thank you to you all for helping, because I know that this is a lot of projects in a very short amount of time, so thank you.
Thank you. Chief Seidel.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For the month of June, juvenile petitions were 2, criminal arrests 10, 5 non-traffic citations, 69 traffic citations, 3 traffic warnings, 192 parking tickets issued, 9 parking citations issued, 181 sweeper tickets, 6 code tickets. Overall total calls for the month of June was 1,424 calls, and miles patrolled were 1,808. And also, if I can, tomorrow at this time, I have been your chief of police for 1 year. It has been a pleasure. I have had nothing but cooperation from everyone from last administration to this one. I am
No, you
very-
can't have all.
Okay. But I am very grateful, and I'm grateful to the citizens in town, because without them, so I just wanted to pass it on, and the mayor, you're very special. So, but I just want to pass on and say thank you, and I hope I met so far everyone's expectations.
Thank you, Chief. All right, Treasurer Scanlon.
Vicky Finney called today, she's good. She would like to thank Bob Slade and, Mr. Milgram for meeting with them. I have not heard anything yet from the RDA authority. I've been very irritated. I get nothing.
Because of scheduling, they were supposed to have a meeting here. I intended, along with the mayor, to attend the meeting for numerous reasons, but your request to me was also included in that. All I can say is I will do something different tomorrow. Please just be patient until tomorrow.
That's all I have, sir.
And you have requested from me, last Friday, I believe, for an executive session with council. Is this in regards to personnel? You had talked to me about
But her,
If it's what we would like to do, I believe we should go to executive session.
as you did what you just said.
I do have, a few other things. I didn't know if I should ask them here because I missed the workshop. Besides the RDA, I have stuff to go over with you for the Act 68, new Act, as the Act 67, 69.
I did
We talked to you about that. Have you been able to get onto justice?
I just got an email from Gerald today, he finally was able to get my last report. So I will, this finally completely settled all the reports. Once he closes them out, then I can request the money.
We got every committee except for 50,000
Yes,
out of number 25.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, well, as far as I go, there's only one thing, I don't know, Mr. Slavy, we won't need to bring it up or not, but, there's been a little concern. If we could talk to our department heads on invoices, when they get their bills, could they get them back in as soon as possible? So we can get them paid out. It would really help Bob and Miss Anna. So chief, I'm lucky, I can tell you right now.
Got it.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to new business. There are 10 items, and we would like to just incorporate them together. And I'd like to have a motion that we can approve. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's listed on the agenda.
So we need a motion.
So I need a motion, please.
Hold on one moment.
Oh,
Because I am going to abstain from number 9.
And do 1 through 8.
okay, yeah, and we'll hold 9. All right, so this would be 1 through 8 and 10. Can I get a motion for these, please?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, anything on the question?
Mr. Milbrand,
Yes.
Mrs. Mashinsky,
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer,
Yes.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
and Mayor Albert.
Yes,
The motion carries. We will now go to
number 9.
number 9 separately.
All right, can I get a motion for number 9, please?
So moved.
Anything on the question?
Mr. Milbrand,
Yes.
Mrs. Mashinsky,
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer,
Yes.
Mrs. Ennis,
Abstain.
and Mayor Albert.
Yes.
4 yeas, 1 abstention. And the motion carries.
Okay. I request a motion to allocate $40,000 of ARPA SLFR funding towards the zoning and comprehensive plan rewrite.
So moved.
Anything on the question?
Mr. Milbrand,
Yes.
Mrs. Mashinsky,
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer,
Yes.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mayor Albert.
Yes.
The motion carries.
We did it with.
That was included.
We want, okay.
Okay. Request a motion to allow CEDACOG to submit a CDBG CV contract extension request for the city of Shamokin's 2020 CDBG CV contract on behalf of the city of Shamokin.
So moved.
Second.
Anything on the question?
Mr. Milbrand,
Yes.
Mrs. Mashinsky,
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer,
Yes.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mayor Albert.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Request a motion to allow CEDACOG's Betsy Kramer to apply on behalf of the city of Shamokin for a $1 million CFA modal grant to be used for furthering the Independence Street downtown makeover project made possible with the $2,675,000 appropriation from Congressman Hughes' office. For a
I'll
second,
second that.
anything on this question?
Mr. Milburn,
Yes.
Mrs. Lasinski,
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer,
Yes.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mayor Albert,
Yes.
motion carries unanimous.
Okay, request a motion to allow CEDACOG to submit a revision request for the 2020 CDBG CV project funding on behalf of the city of Shamokin.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Anything on the question?
Mr. Milburn,
Yes.
Mrs. Lasinski,
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer,
Yes.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
and Mayor Albert,
Yes.
motion carries unanimous.
Okay, do we have any unfinished business?
I have another question.
Yes.
Do you remember in May of last year, I know it's a long time ago, a payment was made online for $34,000 for the street sweeper
Online.
for $34,000 online out of the general fund. But there was like $200,000 still in the fuels.
Yeah, I was working part-time in May. I had never done online payments for anything like that.
When I came across it, when we were doing
Online, is it a transfer maybe?
it was a payment, wasn't a problem.
Without having it present, I would suggest that maybe after the meeting, just take a look
Yeah,
at
I'm gonna have to.
it, okay? Because I don't have it, she doesn't have it, this one doesn't have it, so let's just take a look at it to clarify what we're talking about.
Let's look at it after the meeting. Is that okay?
Okay, again, anything under unfinished business? Boards and committees. Solicitors report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, we have the second reading of ordinance number 22-07, City of Shamokin, Republic County, Pennsylvania, whereas the City of Shamokin does not have an active subdivision and land development ordinance, whereas Northumberland County has a subdivision and land development ordinance effective on a countywide basis unless superseded by local ordinances, whereas pursuant to Article 5, Section 502C of the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code, the municipality of Northumberland County may adopt by reference the subdivision and land development ordinance of the county, and may by separate ordinance designate the county planning agency with the county planning agency's concurrence as its official and administrative agency for review and approval of plats. Whereas the governing body of this municipality has determined that provisions of the Northumberland County subdivision and land development ordinance are appropriate to the needs of the city, and that adoption of the superseding local ordinance is necessary. Whereas the governing body of the city concurs with the Northumberland County subdivision and land development ordinance and its requirements, now therefore be ordained and enacted by the city, is hereby ordained and enacted by the authority of the same. Number one, the city hereby adopts and ratifies all provisions of the Northumberland County subdivision and land development ordinance as the enactment governing subdivision and land development ordinance within the city. Number two, this ordinance is intended to comply with Article 5, Section 502 of the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Act, approved this 11th day of July 2022. So we will need a motion approving that.
We have a motion.
Second.
Anything on the question?
Mr. Milburn,
Yes.
Mrs. Lasinski,
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer,
Yes.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mayor Albert,
Yes.
the motion carries unanimously.
Another item, this would be a resolution 22-06, City of Shamokin, Northumberland County, Pennsylvania, resolution number 2206, A resolution of the City Council of Shamokin, Oklahoma County, authorizing PennDOT to request railroad crossing upgrades on Shamokin Street from the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission. Whereas Shamokin Street is a public roadway under the jurisdiction of the City of Shamokin, and whereas a railway operates through the City of Shamokin, which railway maintains a crossing over Shamokin Street, and whereas in order for the safety improvements to be made pertaining to the railway crossing, such improvements must be submitted to the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission by to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, PennDOT. Now therefore, it's hereby resolved that the City Council of Shamokin as follows. Number one, PennDOT is authorized on behalf of the City of Shamokin to request approval of the PUC to permit the installation of crossing upgrades, including but not limited to crossing surface improvements at the railway crossing on Shamokin Street, DOT number 5918418, at grade crossing in the City of Shamokin. Number two, PennDOT is authorized on behalf of the City of Shamokin to request approval of the PUC to issue notice to proceed letters to the roadway for construction at the railway crossing at Shamokin Street. City of Shamokin resolved this 11th day of July 2022 in public meeting duly noticed in the Senate.
Motion,
I'll make a motion.
Anything on the question?
Mr. O'Brien,
Yes.
Mrs. Lasinski,
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer,
Yes.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mayor Albrecht,
Yes.
motion carries unanimous. Nothing final.
At this time, we will open it up to citizens' comments. You have 3 minutes, please.
Mike Gaddix, 43 South Shamokin Street. Oh, there we go. I should know better. At this time, I'd like to commend Chief Psycho and the police officers for we had sponsored free swims going on at the Rock Street Pool. And it's just funny because Officer Minning was here on Saturday. These guys did a fabulous job. There's a little kid out there, and he was out there helping him fix his bike. And those kids just fell in love with these officers coming around. They're not afraid of the officers. They're coming up to them and talking to them. So I got to commend you guys doing a great job out there. But we are having a problem with is we have a zero tolerance policy there. If you come in and you're inebriated, we understand marijuana is now legal. Well, it's not legal to swim. And so they're getting thrown out of the pool, especially kids. But now they're loitering in front of the area. And we keep chasing them away. But and you guys have been really good at making sure that you're coming up and down patrolling. But it's becoming, if you're thrown out of the pool, you can't stand on the side of the gate there, or the fence. And just because you're out of the pool, it means you have to get away from the pool area. And can you please clarify that with people? Because they think, well, we're not in the pool area, so you can't do anything on us. Well, you're still on the grassy area outside the pool, disrupting people that are, it's still city property. So if you guys can clarify that, because we're having issues with them, they're getting kicked out of the pool, but they think they can still hang out there. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? And your name, sir?
Jesse Storm. Is that on? Jesse Storm. I wanted to take a second to say that the code department is doing a fantastic job with the department that we've got going, and the code officers is working hard to do things. But we need, as council members and the public, to watch out for what's going on, because we are midway through the summer, and there are areas of our city that have grass that's still well over thigh high at this point in time. And some of our council members oversee some of that property currently that is in that situation. So I ask our council members stand up and take care of things the same as the rest of the citizens of Shamokin and the property owners in Shamokin. Second thing that I'd like to bring up is we've got an issue with trash in the city, and we've tried wholeheartedly to make corrections, but it's time now for an ordinance for the city to step into 2022 and adopt a municipal trash ordinance. I've talked to council members about this recently, and the argument was that we have third and fourth and fifth generation trash haulers in the city, and we don't want to disrupt their families. Well, you got what, 9 trash haulers in the city of Shamokin? You got 7,000 residents. Who's going to get disrupted the most? The 7,000 residents or the trash haulers who don't live in the city? So it's high time that we start looking at a municipal trash ordinance, putting it out for bid. Those 7 to 9 trash haulers can all bid for a different ward in the city and keep their business alive and keep their business thriving in 1, 2, 3, or 4 wards of the city. And we can also have a clean city at the same time. I yield back my time.
Thank you, Mr. Storm.
Hi, I'm Joe Lashinsky. I just want to know who was eligible to receive the ARPA funds that were voted on tonight.
The 3 employees.
Yeah.
They are, Rowan Tobias, Shane Howard, and Robert Anderson.
Robert Percent.
We worked through the same period as the police department. We did an extensive background check to make sure that this is it.
Okay.
And more to come.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you.
The folks from CEDACOG. Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
All right, with no further comments, I request a motion for adjournment. A second.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Thank you all for coming tonight.